Hello students, welcome to Mam and Me Academy. I am your mathematics educator Bipil Babu. Today let us continue the exercise 3.5. In the previous video we solved up to the third question of this exercise, and today we will be seeing the fourth question from this exercise. So the first question of this fourth part is: a part of monthly hostel charges is fixed and the remaining depends upon the number of days one has taken the food in the mess. When a student A takes food for 20 days, she has to pay rupees 1000 as the hostel charges, whereas a student B who takes food for 26 days pays rupees 1180 as the hostel charges. Find the fixed charges and the cost of food per day. Now this is a similar question. This question is similar to the taxi one, right? So let us assume the variables first. What are the variables? Let the fixed charge be x rupees. Okay, so x is the fixed charge here, and let the cost of food per day, right? Cost of food per day be rupees y. Now let us read the question once again, the situations only. When a student A, for student A, our heading will be for student A. When the student A takes a food for 20 days, he has taken the food for 20 days. For 20 days, okay, she will have to pay 1000 rupees as the hostel charges. That means she will have to pay x rupees for how many days? A part of monthly hostel charges fixed and the remaining depends upon the number of days one has taken the food. So x is the fixed charge, okay, out of which y is the cost of food for per day, right? So that means you have to multiply 20 with the y. X is your fixed charge, that means you have to give x rupees, and then for the cost for 20 days you have to give y into 20, y rupee per day. So let us convert the equation, make the equation from this information. X is the fixed charge, that means you have to give, whether you eat for 2 days, 3 days or 4 days or so on, you have to pay x rupees because it's the fixed charge. Then since the student A ate the food for 20 days, she will have to pay 20 into day, y, okay, equals to, it is 1000 rupees. So this is your first equation, x plus 20y. I am removing the multiplication sign from here. X plus 20y equals to 1000 rupees. Now for second student, that means the student B, for student B. Now student B has taken the food for 26 days. So the equation will be x plus 26y equals to 1180. This is your second equation. Now what is the good part of this question? The good part about this question is that they have asked you to solve these equations by any algebraic method. So whatever algebraic expression, the algebraic method you like, you can solve it by that method. Okay, so from here we can see that the elimination method will be easier for these equations. We can eliminate x because the coefficient of x in both the equations are same and the sign is same. Remember the tip, same sign, subtract. So let us subtract them. Subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Okay, so the second equation is x plus 26y equals to 1180, and the first equation is x plus 20y equals to 1000. Now since we are subtracting, you have to change the sign. So minus x minus a or minus, this will be cancelled. You will get 6y equals to 180 or y equals to 30. Okay, since you have got the value of y equals to 30, you can put the value of y in any of the equations. So put the value of y equals to 30 in, let's say, equation 1. Okay, so x plus 20 into y is 30 equals to 1000 rupees. Okay, then you will get x plus 600 equals to 1000 rupees, or x equals to 400. Okay, that means the fixed charge is 400 rupees and the cost of food per day is 30 rupees. So let us write it. Fixed charge equals to 400 rupees and charge per day or cost of food per day equals to rupees, how much? 30 rupees. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Now let us see the second part of the question. A fraction becomes 1 upon 3 when 1 is subtracted from the numerator, and it becomes 1 upon 4 when 8 is added to its denominator. Find the fraction. Now see, you can see that the questions are similar to the ones we have done, right? So let us assume the variables. Let the numerator be x, okay, and the denominator be y. Denominator be y. So what will be a fraction? A fraction will become x upon y. X upon y. Now read the question once again so as to make the equations. They are saying that a fraction becomes 1 upon 3. That means a fraction becomes 1 upon 3 if 1 is subtracted from the numerator. Excuse me. 1 is subtracted from the numerator. Okay. X minus 1 upon y equals to 1 upon 3. Cross multiply it, you will get the equation 3x minus 3 equals to y, or you can say that 3x minus y equals to 3. This is your first equation. Okay. Now for the second situation or second condition, it becomes, that means the fraction becomes 1 upon 4. The fraction becomes 1 upon 4 when 8 is added to the denominator. 8 is added to the denominator. So let us cross multiply it. 4x equals to y plus 8, or you can say 4x minus y equals to 8. Now you can clearly see that we can apply the cross multiplication. Oh, that means what method? Elimination method, right? So we can apply the elimination method here since the coefficient of y is same in both the equations. Now the signs are same, that means we have to subtract. So let us subtract equation 1 from equation 2. Okay, so the second equation is 4x minus y equals to 8, and the first equation is 3x minus y equals to 3. Since you are subtracting, you have to change the sign. This will be minus, plus and minus. 4x minus 3x is x and y will be cancelled. You will get 8 minus 3 is 5. Simply you have got the value of x. Now substitute the value of x 5 in any of the equations. So put the value of x equals to 5 in equation 1. So you will get 3 into x, that means 5, minus y equals to 3. Okay, 3 5s are 15, minus, bring this 3 to the left hand side, 3 equals to y, or y equals to 12. So the value of x is 5 and the value of y is 12. That means the fraction will be x upon y, no? So 5 upon 12. Simple. The third part of the question says Yash scored 40 marks in a test, getting 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for each wrong answer. Had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer and 2 marks been deducted for each incorrect answer, then Yash would have scored 50 marks. How many questions were there in the test? Now this is an important question for examination point of view. Now here they are saying that there is a boy named Yash. He could have scored 40 marks if 3 marks have been awarded for the correct answer and 1 mark is deducted for each wrong answer. Now they are asking for total number of questions in the paper on the test. Okay, so in all you can see that there is a division in the question: right answers, wrong answers. That means the answers which are right and the answer which are wrong. So in all these two will form the questions, number of questions, right? If I am not clear to you, let me explain it with you example. If 3 questions are wrong, okay, if 3 questions are wrong and that means 3 incorrect answers have been given by Yash, okay, and 7 correct answers are given by Yash, that means in total there will be 10 questions only. Okay, you will give the answers to the questions only, no, you cannot make answers when the question is not given. That means 3 incorrect answer, 7 correct answer will form 10 questions. That means you have understood the gist of this question. You have to assume the number of incorrect answers and the number of correct answers, right? So let us assume that. Let number of incorrect answers be, first of all let us assume the correct answers. Okay, so let us assume the number of correct answers be X and number of incorrect answers be Y. Incorrect answers be Y. Okay, now they are saying that they are awarding, that means the question is awarding 3 marks for each right answer and losing 1 mark for the wrong answer. Since Yash has attempted and Yash has done X correct answers, he will be given 3 marks for X answers, right? Minus, why minus? Because 1 mark is deducted for each wrong answers. So how many wrong answers did he answer? He answered Y wrong answers. So 3x minus y equals to 40. This will be your first equation. Did you understand it? No? So let me give you an example. Suppose he gave 3 incorrect answers, okay, and 7 correct answers. Okay, so let us find his marks. For 7 correct answers, he will be given 7 into 3. Okay, this 3 is given in the question. For each correct answer, he will be awarded 3 marks. Okay, so 7 3s are 21. Okay, then for each incorrect answer, 1 marks is deducted. So how many incorrect answers are there? 3. That means 3 marks will be deducted. So it will be 18. I hope that is clear to you now, right? Similarly, we have done this. X is the number of correct answers, so he will get 3x numbers, and y is the number of incorrect answer, so he will lose minus y. Okay, so the equation is 3x minus y equals to 40. Now in the second equation they are saying that had 4 marks been awarded for each correct answer, now they are awarding 4 marks instead of 3. So he will get 4x, okay, and deducting 2 marks for each incorrect answer. So minus 2 into y, he would have got 50 marks, right? So this is your second equation. Now you can solve this equation by any of the method which you like. Now here you can see that we can make the coefficient of y equal by multiplying the first equation by 2. Okay, I have already told you that elimination method is easier to calculate, right? So multiply equation 1 by 2. Okay, why are we doing so? We are doing so as to make the value or the coefficient of y similar or equal. Okay, so your first equation will be converted into 6x minus 2y equals to 80. This will be your third equation. Now you can see that the coefficient of y in the second equation and the coefficient of y in the third equation is same, and the signs are also same. That means we have to subtract. So subtract equation 2 from equation 3. So the third equation is 6x minus 2y equals to 80, and the second equation is 4x minus 2y equals to 50. Since you are subtracting, you have to change the sign. 6x minus 4x is 2x. This will be cancelled. 80 minus 50 is 30. So x equals to 15. Okay. This means that he has given 15 correct answers. Now let us find the value of y. Put the value of x equals to 15 in equation, let's say first equation. Okay, so 3 into 15 minus y equals to 40, or you can say that 15 is a 45 minus 40 equals to y, or y equals to 5. That means, let me just write the statement, number of correct answers equals to, how many correct answers are there? 15. Okay, number of incorrect answers are 5. Okay, so can you tell me how many questions are there? Do write in the comment section below. Okay, I will not write the answer to this question. Total number of questions. Tell me in the comment section below how many questions were there in the test. Now let us see the fourth part of this question, which is extremely important for you. Okay, so I'm reading it out for you. You can see on the screen. Places A and B are 100 kilometers apart on a highway. One car starts from A and another starts from B at the same time. If the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds, they meet in 5 hours. If they travel towards each other, they meet in 1 hour. What are the speeds of the two cars? Now, let me just give you a geometrical explanation here. Let's say this is the highway and these are two places A and B, which are 100 kilometers apart. Okay, the distance between A and B is 100 kilometers. Okay, they are on the highway and there are two cars. There is one car here at A and one car at B. Now they are starting, or they are driving at the same time at different speeds. So that means we need to know the speed of these two cars. So let us assume, let speed of car A be x kilometer per hour. Okay, this is the speed of A car. That means the car at A point, A place. And let the speed of car B be y kilometer per hour. Now for the first situation, they are saying that if the cars travel in the same direction at different speeds. Same direction means if the car A is going this way, in this direction, then car B will also go in this direction. Now suppose they meet at a point. They are saying that if they are going in the same direction at different speeds, then they will meet in 5 hours. Suppose they meet at this point C. Okay, both the cars are traveling in the same direction and they are meeting at this point C in 5 hours. It took them 5 hours to reach the point C. Okay, so we need to find the speed of these two cars. Now you can see that the C point is 5 hours far away from the first place. Why? Because the speed is different for the car A and the speed is different for the car B. Now how to find the value of the speeds? You know the formula speed, right? What is it? Speed equals to distance upon time. Now we can make an equation by finding the value of distance. Why? Because the distance is given here. So let us make the equation here. First of all, let us find the distance traveled by the car A and the car B. I am finding the distance traveled by the car A and car B. Mention in the answer that what is this C point. Okay, let the two cars meet at point C. Let the cars meet at the point C. Now, distance traveled by car A. What is the distance traveled by the car A? It is AC. Okay, AC. So what is the formula of distance? It is speed into time. What is the speed of car A? It is x. And how much time did it take? 5 hours. So 5 into x, that means 5x. Simple. Now, distance traveled by car B. What is the distance traveled by car B? It is BC. So BC equals to speed into time. That means speed is y, time is 5, because car B also took 5 hours to reach the point C. Now how to make equations? You know that the value of AB is 100 km, right? The value of AB is 100 km. Now let us try to split this AB. You can write AB as AC minus BC. You can write AB as AC minus BC. Let's see how. You are writing AB. You have to subtract BC from AC. That means remove this BC part from the whole AC. You can get AB. Okay. So AC minus BC equals to AB. It is 100. Let's substitute the values here. AC is 5x. BC is 5y equals to 100. You can take 5 common and then transpose that 5 to the right hand side. You will get the equation as x minus y equals to 20. This is your first equation. Now they have given you the second condition, which says that if the cars travel towards each other. Now for the second condition, okay, let me just draw the figure. These are the two places which are 100 km apart, and now the cars are traveling towards each other. That means if the car travels this side, car A travels this side, then car B is approaching towards it, the car A. Okay, let's say that it reaches the point C and they meet at the point C. Now they are saying that they will meet in 1 hour. They will meet in 1 hour. That means to reach one C point, both have took 1 hour. Now let us find the distance traveled. Distance traveled by car A equals to, what is the distance traveled by car A? In this case, it is AC. Okay, AC. It will be, what is it? Speed into time. Speed is same, x, time is 1. So 1 into x is x. Now distance traveled by car B. What is the distance traveled by car B? It is CB or BC. Okay, which is equals to speed, that is y, into time is 1. So x and y will be the distances covered by them. Now as you know that AB equals to 100 km, right? So let us split the AB this time. You can write AB as AC plus CB. You can split AB as AC plus CB. Okay, Now put the values here. X plus y equals to 100. So this is your second equation. I hope this is clear to you. Let me just explain it to you once again. They have given you the condition that there are two places A and B. Okay, they are 100 kilometers apart on the highway. Okay, there are two cars at A and at B. Now they have given you the condition that if the car A is traveling and the car B is traveling in the same direction, that means car A is going like this and the car B is also going like this. Okay, they will meet at a point C in 5 hours. So we calculated the distance traveled by car A and car B. It was 5x and 5y respectively. Now as we know that AB equals to 100 kilometer, we split it the value of AB. AB can be rewritten as AC minus BC. Okay, see like this, A, B and C. To find AB, you can say that from AC just remove this BC part. That means AC minus BC is equals to 100. Now substituted the value, we got the equation first. Now in the second condition, they said that the cars are traveling towards each other. Okay, and they are meeting at a point in 1 hour. Okay, so we again calculated the distance traveled by both the cars and then again splitted the AB. Now this time we can split the AB in the format AC plus BC. Substitute the value and you will get the second equation as well. Now let me clear this for you and then solve the equations which we have got, this one and this one. Okay, now the equations which we got were x minus y equals to 20 and x plus y equals to 100. Now you can see that the coefficient of x and y in both the equations are equal. So you can apply elimination method. Which variable do you want to eliminate? It is up to you. I am trying to eliminate y because the coefficients of y has the different sign. Different sign means you have to add them. So add equations 1 and 2. Okay, you can eliminate any of the variables x or y as you want. So when you will add these, let me just write the equations first. So you are adding it, x plus x will be 2x and this y will be cancelled and 100 plus 20 is 120. So x will be 60. Okay, substitute this value in the first equation. Put x equals to 60 in equation 1. So the equation first was 60 minus y equals to 20, or you can say y equals to 60 minus 20, which is 40. Okay, that means the speed of car A is 60 km per hour and the car B is, and that of car B is 40 km per hour. So let us write speed of car A equals to 60 km per hour and speed of car B is 40 km per hour. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. It's very simple, but you have to understand the gist of this question. You need to know what is applied in this question. Now let us see the fifth part of this question, which says the area of rectangle gets reduced by 9 square units if its length is reduced by 5 units and the breadth is increased by 3 units. If we increase the length by 3 units and the breadth by 2 units, the area increases by 67 square units. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. Now for the rectangle, you know that you need the length and the breadth. That means these are our variables. So let the length of the rectangle be x, okay, x units, and the breadth be y units. Okay, we have assumed that the length is x units and the breadth is y units. Now what will be the area according to our assumption? Area will be length into breadth, right? It will be xy. Now they are saying that in the first part, the area of the rectangle gets reduced by the 9 square units if the length is reduced by 5 units and the breadth is increased by 3 units. That means new length. What is the new length here? In the first situation, it is said 5 reduced, right? That means x minus 5. This will be your new length. And the new breadth is y plus 3. Okay, this is your new breadth. So the new area is, according to the question, new area is the area gets reduced by 9. For earlier the area was xy, now it will get reduced by 9. So let us make the equation. New area, the formula of new area will be new length into new breadth, right? Area is length into breadth. Now I am finding the new area, that means we need new length into new breadth. So x minus 5 into y plus 3 will be equal to xy minus 9. Now let us open the brackets. It will be xy plus 3x minus 5y minus 15 equals to xy minus 9. Now this xy and this xy will be cancelled. Why? Because this will be subtracted from this xy. Now you will be left with 3x minus 5y. Transpose this 15 to the right hand side. It will be plus 15 minus 9, which is 6. Okay, plus 6. Now this will be your first equation. Now for the second situation, they have said now new length. Okay, you can give a heading like this: condition 2, and this is your condition 1 or case 1, whatever you want to write, you can say. Okay, condition 1. And now condition 2 is the new length is, it is said that if we increase the length by 3 units, that means x plus 3, and the new breadth is, the breadth is increased by 2 units. The new area increases by, so new area will be the older area plus 67. The new area increases by 67 square units. Now let us solve this. New area means new length into new breadth. That means new length is x plus 3 into the new breadth is y plus 2 equals to xy plus 67. Simplify it. You will get xy plus 2x plus 3y plus 6 equals to xy plus 67. This xy will be cancelled. You will get 2x plus 3y equals to 61. Okay, now this is your second equation. Now you can see that the coefficients of x and y are both different in both the equations. So we can make the coefficient of x same by multiplying the first equation by 2 and the second equation by 3, or you can use the substitution method. Let us just use the substitution method. Okay, so from equation 1, because in the question it is said that you can use any algebraic method. So from equation 1, 3x equals to 6 plus 5y, or you can say that x equals to 6 plus 5y upon 3. This is your third equation. Now substitute the value of x in the second equation using equation 3 in equation 2. It will be 2 into 6 plus 5y upon 3 plus 3y equals to 61. multiply 2 inside and just take the LCM simultaneously. You will get 12 plus 10y plus 9y equals to 61. Okay, upon 3 equals to 61. Just transpose this 3 to the right hand side. You will get 12 plus 19y equals to 183, or 19y equals to 183 minus 12. It is 1, 7 and 1. Okay, now let us see 19 nines. Okay, let us see. 9 nines are 81, 8 carry, 9 ones are 9 and rice. 19 nines are 171. So y equals to 171 upon 19, which is equals to 9. Now you can substitute the value of y in the third equation. Put y equals to 9 in equation third, or any of the equation 1 or 2. You can find it. X equals to 6 plus 5 into 9 upon 3. So x will be equal to 6 plus 5 9s are 45. 45 plus 6 is 51 upon 3. X will be equals to 3 ones are 3, then 2 7, 17. That means the value of x is 17 and the value of y is 9. Or you can say that the length is 17 units. Okay, the length is 17 units and the breadth is 9 units. I hope this question is clear to you. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video with the new exercise, in which they have given you a different kind of equation. We have to convert that equation in the usual form and then solve. Till then, if you have any query regarding the chapter or any of the other chapters which we have taught, you can ask us on the mail given here and in the comment section below. Till then, be happy, be safe and study with Ma'am and Me Academy.